again. Welcome back. So this time I want to talk about THC and CBD. So I read an article not that long ago, or actually I guess it was just a comment, about how ridiculous it is that we only measure and talk about THC and CBD, that we're forgetting about 125 other team members. And in my writing, I've often spoken of the entourage effect of all the 127 and a lot more cannabinoids and compounds in the plant. Like that would be like only ever having the singer and the guitar player in a band, and no drums, no horns. That would really up. Can you imagine Chicago without the horns? That would be terrible. We need them all. So I do sort of agree with that, although I don't think that we're ready for that because there's a lot of new patients out there that don't really understand these two compounds as it is. So let's get to it. THC is what everybody is used to, right? THC is what, if you're buying something from a friend on the street, you're probably buying something that is THC, a lot of it, and not a lot of CBD. When I say a lot of it, possibly not as much as you think. They've done studies and it's anywhere between 12 and 15% THC is the average cannabis that you're buying on the street. Although there are higher, there are gardening geniuses everywhere in apartments and basements and backyards all over Canada. So don't be fooled into thinking that you can't get good cannabis on the street, but you can't really get CBD. And for years I used the cannabis and it helped me. But now that I can buy a strain that is CBD dominant, or like that I know exactly what terpenes are in it, that's superior medicine. It is more control. Instead of just choosing the one thing that Buddy has to offer, you now hopefully choosing more than one thing. So THC is side effect is sedation, and even sativa THC is going to sedate you after a while. Because I followed the $5 gram for the first year that I was legal, I was ingesting sativas, 20 to 22%, and it definitely sedated me enough to go to sleep, and it did what it needs to do, which for me is turning off the thoughts that will keep me up, the memories, all the rest of that. So yeah, there's no difference between the THC in your sativa strains and your indica strains either, so it's all the same. Sedation is a side effect, a lot of other things. But, when we're talking about how we use this plant and how it makes us feel, we're going to talk about that sedation and psychoactive effects, which, I don't really even know what that is anymore because of my tolerance. I think that because I've used it for so long, my body uses THC, I don't really feel those psychoactive effects. So it's sometimes hard for me to really explain that. It can be dizziness, unsteadiness, nausea, and euphoria, giggling. I have patients who say that they can't believe the thoughts and the memories that they're having after they have some cannabis tea for the first time. So it's waking up parts of the brain. The counterpart is cannabidiol or CBD. It should be used in the morning. It's not sedative, and if you've been recommended CBD for sedation or for nighttime or to help you sleep, that's not going to do it. So you shouldn't order that, and you should order something with a 1-to-1 equal ratio of THC and CBD for really new users, just to ease yourself into it. And if you're an experienced user and you have insomnia and you need sedation, you're going to go for the THC only, whether it be the oil or a bud. Whatever you do with that bud, you can smoke it, vape it, roast it in the oven, as I mentioned in the previous video, and eat it with your pudding at night. I have a patient that is osteoarthritis pain. He doesn't use his cane anymore. He hasn't renewed his sticker for his handicap sticker on his thing because he just roasts the bud in the oven, eats a teaspoon of it in his chocolate pudding every day, and that's how he eases his pain. So THC, sedation, CBD not. So most patients, not every, but most of us use our cannabis like this with the two compounds. We use CBD only in the morning. We use a mix of the two during midday and early afternoon, and we use THC only at night. And that's sort of like a broad view of how the strains that you can now buy, how it is superior medicine in my opinion, because you now can differentiate between what you're buying, because we didn't really have any idea before, and yet it still helped us. So that's the thing, I didn't have CBD in the cannabis I was using before, and yet it did help me. I know that. these years of successes have been, you know, increasing, and that's because my mental health has gotten better. So now that I can use the plant more effectively with CBD and THC strains, in the morning I'm using a strain called Sentinel that has very little THC in it. Of course, there's always going to be trace amounts of THC in it, but that just picks me right up, gives me some energy, you know. Then midday I'll take the two together because the negative bias is starting to creep in. My job is a bit stressful, so now I need to like hit that a little bit, and then at night I use THC only because that's what I need to get to sleep. So using the two together is how you're going to be able to manage your life a little bit better using this plant. So this was video number 3. I welcome your comments, and any of your experiences are welcome because I know that it's different with each of us, and the more of us share, the better. Okay, peace out.